Well, good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well. It is Friday, the 27th of December, 2024. Today's a special kind of day for me. It is for Jeff, in a sense, for both of us. 5-year anniversary, believe it or not. We've been broadcasting together a lot longer than that. We've been Velcroed at the hip for a decade. 5 years ago, today, we started broadcasting pertaining to the subject of the COVID C-19, this pandemic, scandemic, and what has taken place. See, December 23rd, 2019, vague reports started coming out of China being released to a Russian channel. We were looking at information in it. It was just a handful of things. You know, Wuhan wiggles, face plants, adverse side effects is what it looked like. But at the time, we weren't scoping in downrange as far as we could. But we were on top of it. We were looking at it. Nobody else was reporting on anything stateside. A few days later, December 27th, 2019, we started broadcasting and reporting on it. Started tearing it apart completely. And started warning people. A lot of people listened. A lot of people didn't. And we've been on it for the past 5 years looking at it. Not so much as reporting, but putting out some vids here and there. Having some discussions on it. You have to be super cautious these days as to what you say and how you say it. It's always listening. It's always watching. It's always picking you out of one box, putting you in another box. You like the color blue? You don't like red? You go in this box. But you do like yellow? You put in this box. Micro-compartmentalize everybody pertaining to every subject. And it's only going to get worse. In fact, I left a comment on a vid, Prepper channel, one of the Prepper channels I watch on my way to work, see what kind of sensationalism can get thrown at me, get me hyped up, find out what's kind of going on. And this one channel said he lost subs as a result of things he was saying about the selection process and what was taking place and the new presidency. And, you know, he doesn't think things are going to get turned around and go team, go fight, fight, fight type thing. I left a comment, wait, you folks thought it was going to get better? At what point in time did you think things were going to get better? It could have gotten better 5 years ago. It could have gotten better 10 years ago. You understand, it's not getting better. It's not going to get better. I appreciate the hope and the faith that people have in fuzzy little gods and things like that. That's great. But if I take your ass and drop you 300 miles off the coast, your faith ain't going to get you walking on water. You can hope that you're going to ride a whale or a dolphin or a fucking mermaid back to the shore. But the reality is simple. You're going to goddamn drown. That's what's going to happen. You can take all that hope and all that faith, put it in your pocket. It ain't going to keep you floating. It ain't going to give you more stamina. You're going to drown. That's the reality that which we're living in today. And people fall short of seeing that. I noticed it at Christmas. Ain't nobody got money to go out and buy stuff for anybody. I'm in no position either. Everybody's hurting. Financially. Everybody's hurting. Health-wise. Physically. How many people are worn out halfway into the day? Your body's become lethargic. Your ankles, your feet, your joints hurt. Oh, that's just arthritis. It's just, no, it ain't normal. I knew guys 90, 95 years old running plows when I grew up. It's not normal that people my age, their bodies are fatigued. Their bodies hurt. Now granted, I've put my body through shit. But people shouldn't feel this way. What else? Education at an all-time decline. People ain't getting smarter. They're talking about importing people from other countries that are smarter. Getting smarter people here because we're falling apart. You just allowed about 60 million in this country that operate at best on a second, third grade education. That can't even speak the native language here, which is English. At least at this point. Infrastructure, is that getting better? No? Yeah, they're not gonna fix it. They're still shooting fire out of faucets in New Orleans and Detroit. Fucking water. Judicial system, still corrupt. Political, still corrupt. Food, don't even get me started on food. Is anybody talking about the 500 facilities this month that got all their herds culled? Whether it be bird or cattle, swine. Did y'all forget that 2 years ago, November, over 15,000 head of cattle exploded? People aren't paying attention and they don't keep track of these facts. They don't put it in order. It's not getting better. We knew that 5 years ago when we started reporting on what was being introduced. Not just physically, but mentally. You can be the best prepper in the world, have all the tools, and be the biggest gear queer. But you know what? If you ain't got your mental shit together, you ain't gonna make it. You're gonna have to make decisions you never thought you were gonna have to make. And if you don't spend your days speculating on decisions that you're gonna have to make, then you might as well throw up the white flag now. I spend my day putting myself in scenarios while I'm working. Worst case scenarios. What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? What do I do? Where do I go? What am I to do? I do that all day long. My rule is, I don't take any of this shit to bed with me. When I go to bed, I go to a different place. That's my advice to people. Don't take it to bed with you. Anyhow, it is a gloomy day here today on the 27th of December. Our 5-year anniversary. Just broadcasting on this one topic that has had adverse side effects and died suddenly and all kinds of weird stuff going on that's continuing to go on, that's not going to stop. A buddy of mine in contact with DOD when all this started. This was about February. Him and I were discussing it. We're about a month and a half into it. He said it was just a beta test. Don't worry, it's just a beta test. And this was a super soldier friend of mine that had high connections and things like that. So don't worry, it's just a beta test. What comes afterwards is what you need to worry about. They're already getting things ready. They already have vials of stuff to inject. And they already have new laws being proposed and signed away. You hadn't seen nothing yet. This coming year, it's going to make this last year look like a play date. I promise you. I'm going back to work. Y'all have a good day.